Hey you, sir. Yes? Would you like to live in a world where everything is in chaos, where you're all alone, and where you have to raid, kill, and to survive? I don't know. Well, too bad. We're already here. Oh. Welcome to Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov is a place where a scandal is taking place. That's, let's just say, got a bit out of hand till the Russian military and the UN had to interfere by closing every exit to go in or out. Civilians that can flee got stuck in a conflict and now turn to scavs that are skilled and crazed gunmen that will kill for just a bit of scrap and or food and live by dog eat dog rules. And two private military companies hired by both sides of the conflict starters clash for dominance over Tarkov. These private military companies are the USEC, a group that works to hide illegal work for terror group for, of course, good pay. And the Bear is a group that maybe got hired by the Russian government to find out what terror group has been doing to, you know, start all of this. So, what can you do in Escape from Tarkov, you might ask? Well, you can choose different types of tactical vests, guns, body armor, helmets, gear, headgear, handguns, melee weapon, backpack, glasses, and head coverings. This game, okay, has 78 different types of guns, from sniper rifles to assault weapons to shotguns to submachine guns to handguns to assault carbines. Just in simple, an American wet dream. If I do say so myself, and there are 119 different types of ammunition for these weapons, from armor piercing ammunition to tracer ammunition to hunting ammunition, you name it. You can even upgrade the weapon by putting modifications on them, like better grips, scopes, lasers, flashlights, you name it. You want a different polyester look? Well, here you go. Good luck. You want night vision? Go ahead. You want thermal vision? Go ahead. There is in this game. Okay, so you joined. So you chosen what kind of gun, what kind of gear you have. So you can join one of the two private military companies. Good luck. Get a small amount of loot, some guns, a technical vest, and some backpacks. Of course, this depends on what edition you buy, but they're not so good. So go to the traders to buy better gear if you have the money, and go on raids to get better gear. So, what do I think of this game? Well, for a start, this game is still in closed beta since 2017, but the game company is not big like, I don't know, EA or Bethesda or, you know, Sony, I don't know, name a big company. So I will give them a pass on that. So they're not big, they need the time, I got the pass on that. And they have been updating the game since it opened as a closed beta. By giving new guns, new gear, new modifications for the guns, implementing new game mechanics, and much, much more. So, what I think could now be different later because of major changes and updates, like graphics per se, new game mechanics, new maps, gear. So I will recommend my game review on this stage, on this how the game is right now. So let's start with 3 major things I care about in a game review and how a noob like me thinks of the game. So, we're going to talk about the story. Well, I told you the story already. Some crap went down, people started shooting each other, and then the city and the surrounding area are now in lockdown. You can't get in, nor can you go out, and you need to survive. Well, that's the story right now, of course. This can change after this video, but this is what I know right now. So, you're stuck, you need to survive, kill, don't kill or be killed, I don't know, survive. So, the graphics. The graphics are pretty good. The lighting is good because the game has an in-game system where it can be early morning or late afternoon or just midday or midnight. The sun or the moon, depends on what time again, shine in the right direction. So if it's 12 o'clock, the sun is directly above, no shadows, only shadows below. So the shadows fall the right way, it just looks perfect. When it rains, it can rain, it can be misty sometimes. Do you like thunderstorms? Well, this game got it for you. And it looks so good during all of it. When it's morning, when it's becoming morning, like the sun is coming up behind the horizon, and it's a bit misty, the game will turn a bit red / pink / orange like in real life. And the mist also colors a bit red too. So you really get the feeling that you're like looking at a morning sky while it's a little bit misty. It just feels so good. It just feels so nice. So, it's so good. The only thing that I don't like is the flora, okay? The trees, the bushes, the grass, they don't really look like them in real life. But that also could just be me. Yeah. And then the gameplay. So, I'll be looking at this game / gameplay from a beginner's eye view, because I, to be fair, am not a good player in this game, and you don't become one by just snapping your fingers. It's a hard process. Here, this chart is the in-game learning curve. It starts here, and whoops, that's the learning curves. That's it. That's a learning curve. Yes, it is hard. This game is hard, but that should not deter you from trying out this game, because even though I've died so many times in game, I've still come back to this game because you just want more of it. I don't know how they did that. So, you bought the game, you got it. How does it work? Well, you can choose out of 4 factions in game that you need to worry about. These factions are the Bear, the USAC, Scavs, and Raider Scavs. The Bear and the USAC are simply the factions that the player can choose. That the player can choose. So you can be a Bear or you can be a USAC. If you start the game, you can change from these factions, but that's only after a wipe. A wipe is where everything resets, like your loot and more, for a big update. So after this wipe, you can, let's say you're Bear, and after the wipe, you can choose to be USAC for once. It's all up to you. And the Scavs and the Raider Scavs and the opposite factions will try to kill you in a raid as USAC or Bear. But the Scavs and the Raider Scavs are different. You can join, quote unquote join, these you can just, or you can't quote unquote join these. You can only infiltrate them by pretending to be one. So you can join a raid as a scav. Other scavs won't kill you except when you start killing fellow scavs. Or until you run into a scav boss and because they can quote unquote see through your disguise and immediately kill you because, you know, other player scavs, so you can be a player scav, but other player scavs will also be able to kill you. So again, watch out for that. And the raider scavs cannot be infiltrated and will also try to kill you inside. So you got Bear and a USEC, these two factions are players. You can only be players. Scav and scavs and raider scavs will try to kill the Bear and USEC. Also the Bear or the USEC will try to kill the Bear, and you know, everyone wants to kill everyone. Except when you're a scav, because the scav won't kill other scavs. That's the rule. So, you've chosen a faction to start a raid, but what do you do? Well, you can choose a map and a time to go on a raid. And if you want, and you can choose if you want to go solo or in a group. A group up to 5 people. If you have chosen where you want to go, you start. Or you click ready, start, I don't know. You spawn with your gear that you have put on your person in the character tab. Or you spawn with random crap if you have chosen to be a scav. And now you're in a raid. You have a limited You have a limited time to kill, loot, and pillage the map. If the time runs out, you lose everything. You get lost in action, you lose everything. But if you go to one of the exits that is available to you in time, you will get out and you keep everything that you have looted in the raid, even the experience. So, but remember, if you go to these exits, some of these exits are not for free, or you need something to use it. So, watch out for these exits. So, but if you get hit in battle against scavs or other players, you don't just die. There's a special system in-game that sees if you get hit and where. So if you get hit in the head, of course you will die because of a headshot. But if you get, for instance, get hit in your arm, you have a chance that you don't lose it right away. It loses HP because every limb has a certain amount of HP that it can lose before it dies, quote unquote dies, or you lose it. And it can start bleeding. So you get hit, it doesn't die, and it can start bleeding. Which, remember, bleeding can actually kill you. But when you get hit and the limb does not turn black, because when you get hit it turns red, and if it's gone it turns black, you can easily heal it again by using bandages to stop the bleeding, and you can heal the limb back to full HP. This will, when you heal yourself again, this is very useful, because if the lower HP all your limbs have, the easier you can get killed by certain ammunition, by certain guns, by certain hits, all of that jazz. You also have quests that you can perform for the traders in game, like go kill this amount of scavs, or kill this scav boss, or get me this thing. And they will reward you with money, experience, and other things like guns, ammunition, all of that. Or you can sell stuff to them that you found in raid, but you also have a hideout. This is your quote-unquote a man cave, your Bitcoin farm, your anti-zombie bunker. You can use the things that you find in raid for building, let's say, a door for your bunker, a workbench or a sleeping place or a Bitcoin farm and more. There's some more things, you know, there are more things you can build. But the things that you build in the hideout will help you in building medical supplies, build ammo, gunpowder, get you back your HP, or give you food and much more. So it will help you a lot if you build and upgrade some of, like I said, all of the buildings in your bunker. You also have a skill leveling system in game, which will also help you in many ways, like the perception skill, where if you level it, every time you level it, you can hear the enemy from a bigger distance, and you can pick up loot from a bit further away. And the assault rifle skill, when you level up that skill, your recoil of assault rifles will be reduced by a bit, and you reload and switch, and you can reload and switch the weapon faster. So your playstyle can help you a lot in the game after a while if you loot a lot, if you level a lot. So how do you get experiences? Play the game, play the rifles, play the game, you get experience, a certain amount of experience, and then you can level it. So this is the gameplay, but this is the gameplay, the graphics and the story. But what do I think of it? And what could be better? Well, let's start with this. Again, the game studio of what I've heard is not that big, so I will rate this game like let's say I would rate a game from like EA or Bethesda a bit different, because they have more programmers, more developers, and more, you know, everything, more money to spend on a game, and prefer to sell it. The game company Battlestate Games that made this game will get a lighter rating because of all of this. They don't have a lot of game developer, a lot of programmers, a lot of money they can spend on building this game, so I will give them a little bit of an easier pass on this review. But this does not mean they're immune to criticism, so here we go. So the pros are up first. Again, as I said before, the graphics are amazing. It's well thought of, it's good looking, the lighting is nicely done, it's just good, it's very good. Like, you get just idea that you're just inside of the game, you just get a feeling that the weather is real, like you're really in the mist, you're really walking around while it's raining, while it's a thunderstorm. It's just really good. The gameplay, the other thing is the gameplay. The gameplay is easy to find out how it works. It is hard, so you want to get good at it, so you want to get good gear, the best hideout, the best relationship with the traders, and if you die, you get mad. But in my case, I want to go back in right away. You just want to get back your stuff. You just want to get back your stuff and all of that jazz. It's revenge, all of that stuff. It's amazing somehow, and I just don't know how they did it. I just don't know how they did it to you know, get me hooked on a game that kills me so quickly, but I want to get back every time. The cons. I think the matchmaking is a big con. See, there are high level players and low level players. There are also noobs and very pro players, that's what I mean. And I feel there's no system to let, you know, noobs fight noobs, or let low level players fight low level players, and let high level players fight high level players, or let pros fight pros. But that's what I think that should be implemented in game. I don't know if it's in game already, and please correct me, but I think that it could help new players to get in the game. This not of course just not me, and it's like the thing that this game needs, and maybe it doesn't, but please correct me or have a discussion. Let's have a discussion about this. But what do I rate this game? Well, I give it a 8 out of 10. The hardness of the game is sometimes a game killer, and if I increase the luminescence of my screen, the whole night idea, the whole darkness and light, all of like that you're, you know, in a dark spot, it's all gone, because I can see everything, even the things in the darkest spots. And I don't know if that's the game's fault or if it's just my fault, I don't know. But it just is weird, and it gives you a very fighting edge over everyone, because if you have the luminescence on your screen very low, you cannot see everything. You can hide in some spots from some people because, you know, it's too dark to even see what's going on in certain places. But if you have the luminescence up to like a max, you can see everyone sitting everywhere. So you cannot hide in a perfect spot to lay ambush and shoot someone in the back. They just see you laying there on the floor and they will kill you. But please check out this game and buy it, because the people making this game deserve some love, and they deserve it a lot. And the game is not that expensive. And please tell your friends all about this game, or show them this video. I also want to thank Dan Exert for all the help by making this video and give me information, all of that jazz. I would just want to thank him for this. And so please check him out on Twitch. The link to his Twitch channel is in the description, so please check him out and give him some love. He really deserves it. He's a really great guy. And I hope y'all enjoyed this game review. It's a bit different than what I've normally done. And I will be live on Twitch pretty soon, so the link to my channel will also be in the description. And I hope to see you all next week, and goodbye.